Hello everyone and welcome back to DeInfluenced. I'm Sasha and here is where I dig into influencer culture. One, so you guys don't have to, but two, to hold influencers accountable for their crappy behaviors. Because it's not just about drama, it's about the dangerous actions that can impact their audience as well as themselves and their families. Today, I have an update video for you guys. We are going to be discussing the fact that Abbey Fickley took her daughter off of social media and will hopefully continue to do so going forward. She recently released a video titled The End of an Era, and we're gonna take a peek at what she has to say in the video. So let's go, guys. Forewarning, I am refilming this part and the last part because we had some audio issues the first time. I have no idea what happened. I checked all my settings and stuff and everything was fine, so I don't know. But I got my initial gut reaction to her video, so at least we still have that to enjoy, and that is coming up shortly. So yeah, a little bit of a backstory for those of you that don't know. Abbey Fickley is a sober single mom influencer who gained a following by going viral for pouring beer. So that's cool. I mean, Guinness, very satisfying to watch. She has continued over the years to share her sober living story and her struggles, and has a very inspiring where she came from to where she is now. However, at the beginning of this year, I believe it's been about a year, she started showing her daughter, who we will label as M, more and more in her content. And that's where people really started to have a problem and also started to speak out against this and saying, you know, I love your content, I love you, but I don't like the fact that you're showing your daughter. It's not safe. Fast forward a few months, and what does she do? Well, she creates this kid her own YouTube channel, an adult YouTube channel at that. And after she created that YouTube channel for her daughter, within days, 40,000 people started following. Those aren't all children. Most of those, probably at least 40,000 of them, are adults watching this child. Why do adults need to be subscribed to a 9-year-old's channel? Especially since it's on the adult YouTube platform, not even on YouTube Kids. There's not 40,000 kids subscribed to that channel. There's no way. And that's a lot of the criticism that she's facing having gone forward with it, and why people aren't super impressed with her addressing it video. My baby's yelling about something. He's supposed to be napping. He's not napping. Clearly. I don't know what he would be playing with though, that he'd be like squealing in joy. There he is. Be right back. We're back for now. Hopefully. So people had a really hard time seeing that and were very genuinely disappointed in Abbey. And I'm not just talking about haters or people being critical of her. I'm talking about longtime fans who got turned off of her when she decided to do that. When she originally posted the post saying whatever she said about M wanting to have an outlet to express her creativity, there were hundreds upon hundreds of comments on that post saying that this ain't it. Please change your mind. Please don't do this. And I did film a video when this first happened, so I'll link it here. Hopefully I'll remember to link it here. But we went through more of why that was really not okay, specifically for M, who had already been getting super creepy, predatory, gross comments and getting photoshopped and all this stuff. It's just 1 month after she created her daughter's channel, and even Christmas and leading up to New Year's, leading up to this video, there were no signs that she was going to take her daughter offline. So people naturally have questions. Oh, well, why the sudden change of heart? Why the sudden switch? Let's go ahead, watch the video together, and I'll see you guys after it's done. Okay, so I have it pulled up here. I have it on 1.5 speed for those of you that speed up my videos. Heads up. And yeah, I'm quite curious as to what she has to say.
What's up, you guys? How we doing? This is absolutely probably the most important video that I will ever make. If you have the time to hang out and watch this, I would greatly appreciate it. If you have time to...
So like, why the sweater, though? Why? It's just a question.
Stay and watch the whole thing. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm gonna start this video off by saying, obviously, through my content over the past 9 months, I have alluded to the fact that my life behind the scenes has been very difficult. I've been sober for quite some time now. I've been homeless girl. I've been physically dependent to substance. I've lost my entire family. My father has pressed charges on me. Like, I've been through it all, and I don't think I've ever experienced anything quite as difficult as what I have experienced in 2024, specifically in the past 9 months. Unfortunately, however,
Okay, interesting. I wonder what went on behind the scenes.
as much as I have been dying for a long time to share my experiences and what I've been through and what I've learned with you all, I am unable to do that because unfortunately it would paint people that my daughter loves in a negative light. And
Never mind. I know who she's talking about and what she's talking about. Okay, I'm cold all of a sudden, so I am going to get a sweater on. So she's obviously talking about M's dad and how it would paint him in a very bad light. And it's interesting to me because I wonder if she thinks that him making her take M out of her content, I wonder if she thinks that that's been the hardest thing to deal with. And that's what she's saying. Well, what she's alluding to, this person, these people being difficult behind the scenes. I wonder, because it's like, we'll see what she has to say.
For the sake of my daughter, I would never do that. Just as I have not responded to any of the incredibly defaming videos full of accusations and lies about me, just as I have not cleared my name or clear things up or respond or engage in any sort of public feud with anybody ever, let alone some crazy man who's balding, okay?
He's gonna make it. Okay. Well,
I have more class and more grace than that. I also want to say, if you are somebody who does not agree with the fact that I have shared my daughter online, I understand. If you are somebody who judges me as a person, doesn't like me as a person because I've shared my daughter online on my platforms, I get it. Like, I genuinely get it. I don't hold hard feelings for you. In fact, I still have love for you because I understand why you feel that way. I genuinely do.
But there's a but coming, isn't there?
There have been some really bad family vloggers and YouTube mommies that we have uncovered to be like despicable, dangerous human beings. Family vloggers have a really bad rep. And so I get it. I genuinely do. With that being said.
But it's not even just that. It's not even just that. It's not even just that there are some really bad people who are also family vloggers. It's the fact that there are even worse people consuming content made about your daughter and doing despicable things with that content. So you posting her online, I don't know. I think it's comparing apples to oranges. You can't take what Ruby Frankie did to her children and compare it to you sharing your kid online. Nobody thinks that your Ruby Frankie level of being your child. That's not what people think. And that's not why people want you to take her off. We want you to take her off because she's in danger in front of hundreds, if not thousands, of predators. The kid has 40,000 followers. Why are adults consuming content of your daughter? It's not just that family vloggers have a bad rep because a lot of them are abusive for some reason. Who knows why? Like, I don't know. But no.
During the time that my daughter has been online with me, I have done everything in my power to do it the best and the most ethical way that I could possibly learn how. And with the help of a financial advisor, my accountant, licensed professionals, family.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this, yeah. Okay. The financial advisor. Oh my gosh. Okay. So all of a sudden, my dip the toes dive on Abbey. So not even the video where I uncovered that she made a channel for M. The first video I ever did on Abbey when I knew nothing about her had got a bunch of comments being like, I can't believe this is disgusting that you tear down a sober single mom. She made an adult YouTube channel for her 10-year-old to give streamlined content on a silver platter to Plutos. That's not okay. That is dangerous. She's also shown the outside of her house, the streets. It is easy to find her if someone wanted to find her or wanted to find and get close to M. That's the scary part.
Member support in my life. I genuinely feel like I did do it to the best of my ability. If there were ever...
I got on that tangent because someone said she even has a financial advisor. Yeah, okay. And how do you know she's telling the truth right now, though? I hope she has a financial advisor, and if she does, amazing. Good job, Abbey. I don't dislike Abbey. I don't know her. I don't follow her. I take what I see, the content that they put forward, the words that they say, and I comment on it. I give my opinion on why that's dangerous or wrong or not okay. But other than that, I don't follow these people because I don't want that. I don't want to consume that content. That's content that doesn't enhance my life in any way. That doesn't give me more. That doesn't really entertain me. Listening to other people's children scream and act a fool, not my cup of tea. I have my own chaotic monkeys that I entertain daily. I don't want to watch that stuff. So it all comes back to accountability isn't bullying. Period. For her to say the amount of hate and heat and stuff like that, and I understand that DCP, he's crass, he pokes fun, he makes fun of people. I get that, and I get that that's also not everybody's cup of tea. That's fine if you don't like the content. But it also doesn't take away the fact that there are valid critiques of your behavior, and you do deserve to be held accountable for behaviors that are harmful to yourself, your child, your immediate family, or your audience. Anyway, I had a bunch of her supporters coming and being like, as if you tear down, it's because she posted this, and then apparently I'm in the algorithm now. So I hear everyone, and I hear her story, and I don't deny that she's had it rough. But just because you have trauma, anything like that, does not give you the right to treat others poorly or to make poor decisions, and it doesn't give you an invincibility against being critiqued for that. You're not invincible just because you had a traumatic past. I'm sorry, but people need to be held accountable. So we can't take this whole, oh, but I'm sad, oh, but I'm depressed, oh, but I'm this, that, and skirt accountability for harmful behaviors. That's not okay. Is it okay to bully people? Is it okay to send death threats, to threaten people, period? No, that stuff is too far. That's not holding someone accountable. That is bullying. That is harassment. And that's where the snark subs also kind of ride the line sometimes. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them are great. Oh, it's just this whole narrative needs to stop. And if you can't take a step back and realize, yeah, that was hurtful, yeah, that was harmful, and grow from that, then you shouldn't be an influencer. You shouldn't be on social media. Period.
To be a mother and a daughter who filmed content together online.
And I'm not talking about people who are attacking you, anything like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the valid criticism. Like, why would you make a 10-year-old a YouTube channel? Which at least it's now taken off of, where all the content's taken down, the channel's still there. But that's not bullying to say, hey, that was super irresponsible. That was dumb. That was not a good decision. It's not bullying to say that stuff. It grinds my gears.
You know what really grinds my gears?
I have a feeling this whole video is going to be that.
And did it in a correct way. How would that look? Can I be the one to do it? And that's kind of where like my perspective lied and where my intentions lied. And I'm not saying that that should make you agree that it was okay at all. I'm just telling you something that was happening all along behind the scenes that I never felt the need to share publicly because I don't feel the need to prove anything to anybody other than my daughter and God. Those two people. And that's why I don't, feel the need to share all of those things on the internet. And that's why.
I mean, fair. I guess I do it better. Her saying she's learning from past family vlogger mistakes. She hears the critiques and stuff. Okay. It's not just about the exploitation part of it. It's not, no matter what, it's exploitation because you're making money off of your kid, which if you're paying your kid, then okay. But it's not just the privacy boundaries and stuff. It's predators online. They exist and they're always going to be there. And that's the irresponsible part of posting children online.
I don't feel the need to defend defaming statements and videos about me. Like, I just don't care. I don't feel the need. And I have full faith that the people who I want to be following me see right through the shit, you know? But unfortunately, over this time, that things have been very difficult behind the scenes. I have done my very best to maintain a platform where I continue to post the things I normally post. I have continued to show up. I have continued to show class and grace. I have ignored the BS. I have ignored mass amounts of bullying, threats, like horrible things. And, you know, I'm proud of that.
Not okay.
However, more recent events have taken place that bring us to a point where Mila is no longer safe to be on the internet. You know, I have had people ask others to mass report my platforms. I don't know why. I have a target on my back specifically, but because of that, this is no longer this fun, light thing that is just like colorful and bright, where we shop at Sephora and we go to the fancy mall and we cook and we just simply share our lives with you guys, you know? Unfortunately, that's not what it is anymore. Unfortunately, it has turned into something darker. And I'm learning a lot through that experience, but me telling you that Mila will no longer be in content is a proactive measure, and it is absolutely the best decision that we can make for Mila right now.
Well, no, it would have been the best decision to never have put her in the center of this. Ever. Kept her privacy, kept her face off the internet, especially as an influencer. With a more controversial platform, whether or not you choose to agree, her platform can be seen as controversial. The best thing would have been to not expose her to it at all. This isn't a proactive measure. This is a reactive measure. There's no way, because if it was, there's no way.
It is the best thing that we could do for her at this point in time, and I'm confident of that. And it may feel sad, you know, especially for the little sissies who really enjoy Mila, and we so appreciate all of this.
I hate it so much. I hate that word so much.
Which is why I feel the need to give this explanation here with boundaries, of course. That'll never be forgotten. That'll never change. It will always be what it was. And it's just the end of an era and the beginning of a new one, where Mila is going to be a little superstar in private, and she's going to enjoy her little life and continue to thrive and enjoy her friends and do well in school and enjoy her extracurriculars and really get some time to do her thing.
I hope so. I genuinely hope you're serious and you stick to this. I truly do.
Safe, private environment. Throughout the course of my sobriety, like literally all of it, I found myself in a very unhealthy dynamic, a very toxic dynamic, and I am not a victim of that. In fact, I played a role in it because I didn't set the boundaries, I didn't pull out of it, I didn't do anything but remain in it, and I did that because I thought that was the best thing to do for Mila. I thought that if I set the boundaries that I always wanted to, that it would ruffle feathers, it would create chaos, and that would negatively impact Mila, and I was terrified for her to ever potentially resent me for doing that, for choosing me. And so I just said to myself, you don't get what you want, you don't get to live out your dreams, you don't get to do things you want to do, you have to remain in this, and you need to do this because this is what keeps the peace and keeps things good for Mila. And that is always what I told myself. I built a brick wall, brick by brick by brick, slowly but surely over time, in between myself and everything I've ever wanted, which is really nothing crazy. Like maybe a partner, maybe actually get to plan a wedding one day, maybe have another child, I don't know, but I literally just told myself that was out the window. It was never an option for me. And that's why when people online, you know, would sometimes randomly ask me like, oh, if you want more kids, like I'm like, what? Why would you even ask me that? I don't need to answer it because it's not an option for me. So
what? I don't. Okay. I'm lost. Okay, so she wants to get married and have another kid, but can't get married and have another kid did I miss something? I don't understand that entire exchange that just happened. Okay.
No, yes or no. It's not what? And to have that sort of reaction to that question is really, really sad, honestly. And so to make a long story short, in the beginning of 2024, I started the year off strong. I got a personal trainer. I re-embarked on my journey with God. I even got baptized on Easter Sunday. And most importantly, I got a therapist. And through this journey with my therapist, not only were a lot of like my feelings, fears, things, all the things validated, but also I was able to view the dynamic that I was in a completely different light. You know, and I was able to start putting my daughter in my shoes. Like if my daughter was in this position, like what would I tell her to do? And whatever the answer to that is exactly what I should be doing, you know? Because our children pay a lot of attention to what we accept, right? From others and what we are not willing to accept. And I think that's really important. And so that's why I say, you know, I played my role and I'm the one that chose not to set boundaries, whether that be out of valid fears or not. And so the other thing that I learned was this very dynamic that I was protecting wasn't what I portrayed it to be. It just wasn't. And I didn't fully understand that at the time. You know, anything that I've ever posted publicly, you know, anything that I've ever shown, and at the time I thought.
What is she talking about the dynamic like between her and M's dad? Because I'm so confused at what she's talking about right now. Or do we not know what dynamic she's talking about? I just am so lost. And I do hope Bobby speaks out one day. I hope this is also genuine because this seems very heartfelt. The beginning was very passive aggressive, which I get you, girl, because you know, getting that kind of hate and getting made fun of, it stings, obviously. But at the same, you can't dismiss all valid concerns because of the outliers. Doesn't work that way. But this, I don't know. But what dynamic? What dynamic?
it was the right thing to do. And I know that I always had Mila in mind, right? I've given people platforms, I've put people on these pedestals, and it's absolutely bit me in the booty butt, but I can't say I regret
Giving people platforms. Bit me on the booty.
Because I did it with Mila in mind. And anything I do with Mila first in mind, first thought, I can't say that I regret because the intent was there. I think I was just so lost and so unhappy that I was kind of tricking myself into believing. And so that's why there was even a huge disconnect publicly with it all. It didn't make sense to a lot of people. And that's why. I've given pieces of myself away to try and secure it.
I don't understand what disconnect we're talking about. Maybe I'm not deep enough in the lore, but like, I don't know what she's talking about.
Time with my daughter. I've done things that I didn't want to do. And just like some really yucky stuff. And again, that's not on anybody else but me. I accepted those things and I allowed those things. What makes it also hard is all of my decisions, even the bad ones, were with my kid in mind. And so that dynamic went on for a really long time until therapy. And then finally, in April of 2024, I set some serious boundaries, some necessary boundaries with people. And that's when my entire life changed. That's when I just, that's when hell began. And quite frankly, it hasn't stopped. So I've done my best to continue to show up as myself and continue to try to be authentic. Although I wasn't able to talk about some of the worst things that I had ever experienced, because again, I wouldn't do that for the sake of my kid. I just tried to continue to show up and be me. But unfortunately, when things make their way to the internet, it's no longer a safe place for Mila. And so the night of my daughter's cheerleading banquet on Black Friday, November of 2024, we were wrapping up the banquet, heading up to the hotel room, and I'm receiving a bunch of texts, phones blowing up. It's family and friends reaching out, sending me these screenshots. And these screenshots are of a comment section of a specific video that is nasty and defamatory, full of lies about me. And that was one thing. Don't care. Literally do not care. What I did care about was the comment. In the comment section of a nasty video about Mila's mom, here is this person.
Did I watch his video? I gotta go watch his video now, because like I feel like it wasn't defamatory and you maybe can't say that. Like, that's a huge allegation. I don't think that's the truth.
The comment section, this person that also is somebody who means a lot to Mila and exists in my real life, engaging in the comment section of such a video. Obviously, I was mind blown. I was shocked. I was confused. I couldn't understand. I didn't know why this was happening. And so that night I slept on it. I prayed on it. And the next day I reached out to that person and I said, hey, like, what's up? Like, what is going on? Is there something that you need to talk about? Is there something that you're not okay with? Did like your opinions on something change? Did you have a change of heart? Do you now disagree with something that you used to be okay with? Because that's totally fine. Like, people change their opinions all the time. The problem is nobody was communicating with me and I didn't understand like what was going on. I should never be seeing something first online when it comes to my family. And that's just my opinion.
Okay, fair. I can be there with that. Yeah. Okay. On the other hand, we also have to think about if the person who's really important to M, who we don't know who she's talking about, if that person has tried to approach her and has tried to say things and she's brushed it off, if he has tried to say, I don't like this, or can you take her down, and has been met with resistance, then what did you think the next step was going to be? Obviously, he was going to go to a place that his voice was going to be heard and that was going to make an impact, right? And it did. But being blindsided, I understand where she's coming from. If that's the truth, if she was completely blindsided, that does kind of suck. Again, there's the other side of the story. He could have tried multiple times to say, I don't want this, don't do this, change. We don't know, right? But she reaches out. Okay.
So unfortunately, I never got a response to that message. I never received any communication. And then not too long ago, I was proposed with the idea to no longer post Mila on social media, to which I immediately agreed. It was almost like a weight lifted off my shoulders. It was like this really deep breath of like, it's time. So this was a mutual decision, though it was brought to my attention in a strange way. It was a mutual decision, meaning nobody will be posting Mila from this.
It was a mutual decision. Even though it was brought her way, it was a mutual decision. It wasn't. It was his decision and you agreed to it. I don't think you feel the same way he feels about it though, but okay.
Went forward on social media. I know that in my heart, in my gut, in my soul, this is the right decision. I know that looking back, I'm only going to feel even more so that this was the right decision.
Yep.
And so I just want to reiterate, like, the amount of love that Mila has for you guys, how much we appreciate like all of the support, how much fun it was filming all of the mother-daughter content. But everything must come to an end and it's time. We're a family and whether we like it or not, and families go through hard times. And I can't control the way other people behave. I can't. And that I think is the scary part because I know what my intentions are. I know who I want to protect. I know what matters to me and what is not worth energy or putting, attention into, but I cannot control other people.
This is weird.
And so the best thing to do is remove Mila from the equation, from the potential dangers of like public feuds, or it's so embarrassing and silly to even like say that. And like, I hope that doesn't happen. You know, of course, I hope it doesn't escalate. There is no need for parents to ever argue publicly. Unless somebody has a secondary motive, there is never a reason to feud publicly. And there is never a reason to collaborate, engage, or speak with anybody who speaks so negatively and so nasty towards somebody that my daughter loves, regardless of how I feel about other people. If there was ever somebody who spoke disgustingly about them publicly, I would never be seen engaging with that, ever. If you guys even knew what I have gone through this past year, and even then, I will not discuss it, because my daughter deserves better than that. She deserves more than that. And so this is the right decision. I can't control what happens from here. However, I can control my reaction, and I'm telling you right now, there will be none. I am tired. I'm not going to defend myself. I'm not going to...
I mean, this is kind of reactionary, defending your selfish sort of stuff. Just saying.
Clear my name. I don't feel the need to. I have spoken the truth. I've told as much of my story as I feel comfortable sharing while keeping my daughter in mind primarily. And the biggest thing is I'm just, here to let you know that she will no longer be in the videos. You're stuck with me now. I know I'm not as cool as Mila, but I hope you'll stay. Really, I'm looking forward to this new journey. I'm looking forward to being the same incredible mom that I am and that I have been. I plan to continue to put my daughter first, and I plan to continue to put myself first too, because I'm seeing the benefits. And I want to just say to anybody who's in a position where they need to set hard boundaries, listen to me. No matter what fears you have, no matter what consequences you may face, there is nothing in this world that is more important than you, your freedom, your well-being, your happiness, and the quality of your life. You cannot put a price on freedom. And what's so interesting is I look back on 2024 and I say it was absolutely the worst year of my life. Like, hands down, I have been dragged through it, dude. Dragged through it. And I've continued to show up with grace, and I've continued to keep quiet and just keep trucking along. And when I look back on the year, I'm like, oh, it was just so horrible. It was just so bad. What's so interesting is, I might even put up a photo, what I looked like in the beginning of the year, which I'm like almost embarrassed to show. And then I look at what I look like now. And it's like, it is just proof that through the hardest times come the most growth. Like, truly, if you have like a really hard decision to make, if you're in a place in life where you have to do something that feels really hard or borderline impossible, please know that a huge blessing is coming as a result of it. And that's what we know about life, right? Like, the hardest things provide the largest rewards. Or we cannot set boundaries for years. We can stay stuck. Things can be unjust for us, unfair. But at the end of the day, like, we're not a victim of our lives.
Again, what boundary did you set? Because the boundary is that we're not posting Emma online, and that was his boundary, not your boundary. And now she's talking about her boundaries and how it's giving her freedom, and I don't understand.
We're the main character, and we have to make decisions. And especially when we're parents, it's like not an option. And so, I've made mistakes, and I'm not perfect, and I'm a human being first, of course. But also, I work a program where I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. I'm not afraid to say, I was wrong about that. And now I know better, and I'm learning, and I'm growing, because that's what humans do. They screw up, they learn, they make mistakes, and then they keep pushing along. So I don't feel the need to be some perfect person on here or in my real life. I don't feel the need to prove who I am to anybody. And I think the biggest thing that helps me sleep at night is that my daughter knows exactly who her mom is. She trusts me. She trusts my word when I tell her. She knows I stick to my promises. I keep my promises. She knows I will always show up for her, and she knows I will always provide for her no matter what. No matter what. I've started my life over from nothing multiple times. And though it's easy to forget pain, because that's what our bodies are designed to do, I will never forget what I have been able to overcome, especially in moments where I feel scared or maybe a little bit lost. But the bottom line is, setting difficult boundaries and choosing yourself, you will not believe the rewards that will come out of it. You won't. This is a much needed time for Mila to have privacy and take a break. And she's okay. She's not, upset or anything like that. It's good. She's great. And if Mila decides one day that she wants to...
Yeah, exactly. Because it was never her decision to make the YouTube channel, to be on social media. It's literally no skin off her back, because now she has to work less.
Come back to the internet and express herself in her own personal way. That's her decision one day. But right now, as her parents, we have to make the best decisions for her. And this is that decision right now. And so if you care about Mila, I hope you can understand that. That as enjoyable as she is, and as much as she brings smiles and laughter to a lot of people, her well-being will always come first. I'm grateful that I know other public figures and YouTubers who have also embarked on the journey of transitioning from showing their children to no longer showing their children. I look forward to getting their advice and hearing their experience and allowing that to help me through my new journey here, but this is going to be good. Redirect the focus back on me, really think about what I want out of my career, and try new things and switch it up. I think it's going to be really good, and I can't reiterate it enough how good this privacy is going to be for Mila. So, regardless of what other people may say about me, regardless of what may happen from here, I am going to continue to keep my mindset in the long run and long term. What will Mila think of me one day about how I handle this situation? And this is how I'm going to do it. I have respect and love for everybody who my daughter loves. Anybody and everybody who is an important person in my daughter's life, I respect for the sake of her. It's not about me. It's not about what's been done to me or who's harmed me. It's about what's best for her. And so I pray. I pray for everybody. I pray for healing. I pray to continue to be a big person.
Just repeating
and not drink the poison. And I continue to pray for immunity in the middle of hell. I'm excited to make more snack trays, getting up in the morning and doing my mom duties, all of the content I've always done with a sprinkle of some newness in there too. So it's the end of an era, not the end of a story, not even close. In fact, I have a feeling it's just the beginning. So again, I hope you'll stick around. I hope you can understand, and I really, really appreciate your support. And also, please understand, I am terrified to post this. I have made 80 versions of this video over the past 72 hours, and I can't bring myself to post any of them. So if I'll post this one, but please, please, please remember that there is a person behind this camera who's navigating an incredibly difficult time on social media in front of millions of people, and I'm doing my best. Okay? It's okay if you don't like me. It's okay if you don't agree with me. Please be mindful. Proud of myself, and I'm proud of my daughter. I look forward to our future and what it's going to bring for us, and I look forward to taking you guys on that journey while simultaneously providing my daughter with the privacy and the safety that she deserves. And so here's the deal. Instead of taking the bait, I'm taking my daughter out of the line of fire and choose to be proactive in minimizing any potential negative effects to her well-being, because she is a beautiful, bright light in this world. She is intelligent. She is hilarious. She is witty. And I'm so proud of her. It is such an honor and a privilege to be her mom. And so I will forever do the best job at that I possibly can. Mila has so much love for you guys. We have had so much fun creating so much incredible content. And it's definitely memories that we will always cherish. But here's to the future, and here's to a new chapter. I love you all very much, and I'll talk to you soon.
Well, that was a journey. We just went on a journey. Okay, I'm going to gather my thoughts, and then we're going to finish up. When I first watched that video, I was very conflicted. It was quite the journey we went on. We threw some people under the bus, even though she was very vague about it. Anyone knows who she was talking about for the most part. And I do want to say, before we get into any of the other side of things, is I don't dislike Abbey. I was disgusted when she put her daughter on YouTube on her own channel, streamlined predators right to her daughter. Other than that, I don't have a problem with her. The reason that I cover people is because people come to me and say, hey, this influencer's problematic. And I go and I check to see if it's problematic, and we make a video on it, be it an intro video where I'm introducing myself to the influencer, starting the research process, or a deep dive if there is a lot of problematic things. With Abbey, I don't know. I think that she's got some stuff going on. I believe her that it's been a hard year, that she's got some stuff going on back end. But the fact that she knew about these predatory comments, she knew about the photoshopped comments, about everything, and continued to post increasingly explicit content of her daughter, that's where I had a problem with it. I got told that there was one video where M wanted to wear a dress to the fair, and instead she made her wear a crop top and short shorts. That's not okay, and that is literally giving content to predators. And then on top of that, I haven't gone to see it. I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but I've seen a lot of comments on the broomstick video. If you know, you know. Like, I don't care if it's a trend. It's a trend. It's going viral for a reason. And it's not going viral because people think I don't even know what the frickin' video is. I don't care. I don't want to see it. I hear it's awful. It's a trend because predators are making that shit go viral. It's not people laughing saying, oh, that's so cute and stuff, that's making it go, like, maybe. But for the most part, the reason those videos are getting so many views is because they can be perceived as explicit. And now when all the Abbey stans came to my comments and started trashing me for, not being researched and not doing this and not that and not this, not that, not this, and saying we should go after the predators instead, how? How do you suggest we do that? How about we just stop posting children to the internet? How about we stop sexualizing children and posting them to the internet for predators to consume? That's a very easy fix. They're not going away. And I'm sorry if that's hard for people to hear, but they aren't going anywhere. What do you want me to do? How do you want me to go catch all the predators? So instead, I call these people out, say this is irresponsible because predators are consuming your content, which also informs other people, my own audience, that predators are there consuming this content. And most people with a head on their shoulders, most mothers who see these predatory comments made towards their daughters, their young daughters, would take their kids off the internet. But instead, she streamlined the content for them. And that's what a lot of people have issues with. I'm going to read you a couple comments from Reddit here because, again, I don't follow these people. I don't know the lore as well as the Reddit people do. And I understand how that can come across, I guess. But there's literally no argument here. Don't post your kids online because it's not safe. Does it suck that it's not safe? Is it fair? Yes to all the things or no or whatever. It does suck. It's not fair. But it's your job as a mother to protect your child. So, Abbey, regardless of the reasons she took her daughter down, if she was forced, if it was a mutual agreement, I am so proud of her for making this decision because it probably wasn't an easy decision to come to. And it was probably a really hard pill to swallow, to be honest. I do get that. However, the fact that you chose to ignore all of the concern and to laugh in our faces and say we're being over dramatic, that's where I have a problem. And her channel is still there. Why not just delete the channel? Why keep a channel with 40,000 predators subscribed to it? Why not let her just create a channel with organic growth when she's older, if that's what she chooses to do? Because now, if she does go back to this channel, sure, cool, you have 40,000 followers right off the hop, but they're not there for the right reasons. Just something to be mindful of. But at the end of the day, she took her daughter down, and that deserves an epic shout out. It really does, because it's so incredibly important to protect kids, especially if you are going to be in the public eye. Just protect your kids. Now, let's hop over and see what Redditors have to say, because there were a couple really, really good comments that I screenshotted that I want to share with you guys, because I think it's important to hear a bit of the other side from people who have been watching this progress, people who know a bit of the inside workings. So first and foremost, this was commented on her YouTube video, I believe. Don't know if it's still there. It's just something to keep in mind. And before I get into the comments, all those people coming to me saying that I don't know Abbey, how dare I comment on her behaviors, comment on stuff that could be harmful for her child. How dare I do that because I don't know her? You also don't know her. Why are you blindly believing everything she says? And I'm not saying she was lying in that video, but for her to sit there and basically gaslight everyone into thinking that she was doing good and protecting M when really she's likely, like it likely wasn't a mutual decision. Her hand was forced to do this. And again, that's fine. She still agreed. I mean, if it's court ordered, she doesn't have much choice, but you need to question yourself as to why you don't think she's lying, why you think I'm lying, right? This whole double standard stuff has to stop. And I have learned a lot over the last year. A lot has changed in my delivery, in the way I research things and present things to you guys, because I take your feedback and I learn from it. So all I'm saying is, if there are people who are critiquing an influencer, if an influencer constantly has to stand up against bullies, against critics, against haters, maybe we should start questioning why. Why are people talking about things and what are they talking about? Now, that being said, there absolutely are bullies and haters and people who take it way too far. Take the snark subs, for example. Oftentimes, they take it way too far. They're there because they don't like the person. That's not what I'm here for. Sure, we'll poke fun every once in a while and we'll whatever, surface level, harmless stuff. But I'm here because the stuff they do, the stuff they post is dangerous. I'm not here to just snark on their character or snark on their looks or snark on their oh my gosh, I can't even talk. Personality. That's not what I'm about, and that's not what I want for my platform either. But I do agree. Some people are like true through and through haters. They will harass people. They will bully people. They will make fun of people. Even DCP, I understand his angle because it gets their attention and it's like, wake up. right? I sit here and I'm getting lumped in with these haters and bullies. What does that end up doing? It ends up with the influencer skirting taking any type of accountability because they're labeling it as bullies. And then what do their fans do? Well, they come to the comment section and be like, you're just a bully, you're just a bully, you're just a bully. And they don't hear the valid criticisms, and all the critiques are null and void. It's like what Rug Talk Lady did, which I'm working on it, guys. I've had to, it's been a wild ride. I've been meaning to update you about that. I have someone asking consistently. It's coming. I promise. It's on my list. But please check your parasocial relationships. Please. And question everything. And this isn't a me versus her, or I'm not lying, or I'm telling the truth and she's lying. That's not what it's about. You need to have critical thinking. You need to know where to go look, and you need to listen to everyone, not just blindly believe what she has to say, because she very well could be lying in that video. It came across as very genuine, but also I know that she's a really powerful public speaker. She has a way with words. So even if it came across as genuine, well, was it? Or was it acting, right? These are the questions you have to think. So on her YouTube video, this girl lies about anything, LOL. She literally got court ordered that she's not allowed to post her daughter and is acting like it's her decision. Girl, bye. This was not your decision until it had to be. End rant. Sorry, I can't stand a liar. So that obviously this person hasn't been fact checked. We can't corroborate this, but it is something to keep in mind that people are talking about, and it's not just one person. And they say, I literally read the papers myself, LOL. She's definitely something else. I don't think that I have the other one screenshot, but I did see more than one person say that. She's been court ordered to do this. And regardless, yay, she's taking her kid off the internet. That's amazing. But don't try to be the hero. And even with her birthday post and her posts following that video, she's trying to be the hero still. And it's like, but if you were forced to do this, it's not about her safety. It's not about you didn't care about her safety until you were forced to, which means you didn't care at all. I'm commenting as I watch. First, girl, stop with the lip injections. They don't look good on anyone. Agreed. She does not have class. Leaving those comments and horrible, inappropriate videos of her child is the opposite of classy. She did not do things with her daughter ethically. Why did it take this long for her to decide now is the time to take her daughter off the internet? Exactly. Why now? Why all of a sudden? It was not her decision. She wasn't going to do this. Maybe M's dad never said he had a problem with it, never said that it was a problem until it was. Maybe. And she right away was like, okay, I'll take her off, no problem. Like if you're not cool with this anymore, it's all about M, you know? But then also said some really weird things, throwing him under the bus. And I don't think he's perfect. There's two sides to every story, but to sit there and be like, I can't even get a boyfriend, or the thought of having another baby or anything, and like putting up all these blocks and barriers, that was weird to me. I don't know if that's in the video reaction or my commentary after, but like, why? I feel like there's a legal reason why she isn't showing her anymore. If this was the best decision not to show her, she would have done it long ago. Only good thing I can say is good for her for finally taking her daughter off. Exactly. Okay, so here's another really good, little bit of a longer comment, but very well written. The way she has brought all of this to the public realm with all the subtle but overtly obvious digs at Bobby and the gaslighting of Bobby makes her look inherently disconnected and lacking in basic insight and honesty when she's claiming that Bobby making one single comment on a video that has a complete stranger showing more concern and protection for her daughter than she ever has is what brought it to the public realm is nothing short of laughable. So many people will lap this crap up, but this video shows more than perhaps any other just how emotionally screwed up she is. And the fact that she said, I will never discuss what's going on over the past 9 months publicly, when she had only recently said, as a veiled threat to Bobby, in my honest opinion, that she will ultimately talk about it all publicly because it's her story to tell and it can help other people. Again, proves how the behavior is only wrong if it suits her narrative of being wronged by the behavior. Otherwise, not only would she do the same behavior, but it would be beneficial to others. I don't understand that sentence, but yes, probably, right? I don't know. Unless there was some kind of legal contract in place that if she was ever to meet a man and decide to have another child, that she would lose custodial rights over M, then WTF kind of logic is she trying to put out there? With the absolute innuendo being that Bobby was somehow stating that she couldn't do any of those things and continue to have M in her life. It doesn't even make sense. Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. Like, it's apples and oranges. Like, it just doesn't make sense to make that comparison. I don't know. I've never spoken to Bobby. I've never seen him. Like, I don't know if he's that kind of controlling, manipulative person, but like, really? If she goes and dates someone, she's gonna lose her. It doesn't make sense. She truly makes out like she's been this subservient, timid, law and rule abiding citizen, controlled and manipulated by a ruthless and tyrannical Bobby. If that were the case, she wouldn't have ended up traveling the countryside and being as far away from M and the responsibilities of M while she was using substances in and out of rehab. It's very reminiscent of the excuse for her being caught shoplifting going public. None of it was her fault. She would never do that kind of thing. She was made to do it. Lastly, the way she is making it out that it's a mutual decision for M not to be continued to be exploited online, especially after making the video of M gyrating on a phallic symboled broomstick a day or two prior, one that is still very much online, tells the real ones everything they need to know. Just saying, this is something I alluded to while I was watching the video. Some vloggers have been found to be bad, but I'm not like them. Ma'am, we are not accusing you of locking children in your closets and depriving them of food, Jody Hildebrandt style. We are asking you not to post content of your underage daughter online that could be looked at the wrong way by child predators. Exactly. That line was so silly to me because it's like, family vloggers, we have a bad rap and the blah, 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 blah. Again, not comparing you to Ruby Frankie. We don't think that you're physically abusing or mentally abusing your daughter. No, you're just exposing her, and that's wrong. As a former child who escaped the church, I believe the Christian community covers up so much grooming and CSA by their members. It starts with easily accessible photos and video content of children created by parents circulated through the communities. This content enables perverts to fantasize about a child and make a plan to gain contact. The child is then made unsafe through exposure to youth groups or contact with church members, who may be a random adult man who claims to love Jesus. These people have already watched compromising content of the child online, and the child is completely naive to the intentions of the predator. Kids are kept in the dark, and it makes them unable to see the abuse coming, especially as it comes in the place they were supposed to be safe. Of course, M wants to be online. She's imitating her only role model, but being online at her age puts her at risk to not only the local men in the community, but to other men grooming and targeting her from an early age. When you are exposed to child abuse like that, it's not a matter of if, but when someone will try to harm the child. We should all be protecting children from this kind of abuse and not relying on the well wishes of God to protect us. Exactly. And if you go and watch my original video discussing that it's just not okay to make a child a YouTube channel, especially an adult YouTube channel, I did include the Bark mini documentary where they went through and posed as a 15-year-old, as an 11-year-old as well, I believe, just to see how long it would take for predators to reach out. And it's within seconds. Likes, DMs. It's creepy and alarming. You don't think Abby's DMs are flooded with creepy predators commenting? One thing I noticed is that Abbey keeps saying "with grace" a lot, which to me is a red flag. I just got out of the Meredith Foster rabbit hole. Same kind of language. Who is Meredith Foster? I wonder. Those two bigger comments were the comments that I wanted to share. There's much more discussion going on the Reddit site about it, and people are still questioning, you posted M again, but she's censored. I thought we were taking her offline. It was a birthday post. I don't think it's that big of a deal. She had her face censored. I don't really see a problem with it as long as she keeps her off of the videos and stops doing what she was doing. At the end of the day, she is a mom and M is part of her life, and they deserve to just kind of exist in peace together. But exploiting your daughter and centering content around her, it's just a hard no. But I think that Abbey going forward, it's going to be successful and do really well despite not having M anymore. It's very disappointing because it feels like she saw what went viral and just started exploiting her daughter more and more because of it. That can just be a matter of opinion. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe she had no idea, but there's no way she didn't see the comments and the photoshopped images and stuff like that. So I don't know. Decisions were made. This is a huge decision, and I truly hope that she sticks to it, and I genuinely wish her the best and success with her platform and this shift, and I hope that she does stick to it. Like she says, just allows her to go live her little life as a kid and just make home videos for you. Put them private. Like, it just protect her. Just take her offline, just protect her, because she already has too many people preying on her. And I mean, thank God it's before puberty that all this is happening, because at least that kid gets to go through that chaotic crisis in peace, hopefully. And as long as there's no like oversharing of M's personal life through Abbey's lens and stuff like that, I think that she's going to do really well. She is a great public speaker. She has a motivational story of like, look where I've been and look where I've come to. I wish her well. And I don't have anything else to say other than I'm so happy that she's taking her daughter offline. And I do hope she sticks to it. Like, please stick to it, because I think that she is likable on her own to her own audience. And I think that her story is very much inspiring and creates that sense of solidarity in others who follow her. So fingers crossed. That is all I have for you for the Abbey update. Like I said, I'm proud of her and good job, and like high five, hug, whatever, all the things, because this is the best decision. We are excited about that. And finally, but also like, please just tell the truth. Just saying, please. Truth. But that's all I got for you guys today. I do hope you enjoyed this little bit of an update video. There are still some critiques, but overall, this is positive. This is good. This is a good direction. And you don't you dare go the anti-family vlogger route, because you're just gonna look silly. Don't do it, Abbey. Don't do it. I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day wherever you are. Please don't forget to like and subscribe before leaving, and maybe, leave your thoughts down below. It helps boost these videos into the algorithm, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye guys.